Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, do it, Kyle. Do it. Do it. Oh, what? I don't know why I wanted to. I don't know why I'm thinking of Kenshiro right now. You are already dead.
Nani?
You just segue straight to Fist of the North Star.
Maybe that'll be the next one.
I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? But what is going on? It is your boy, Preston Phat Samurai Guy, back again, hanging out in the dojo. That's right, of movies. Yes, with my brother from another mother, actor, filmmaker, martial artist. He's done it all. Director, writer, Kyle Wong. Welcome back to the show, brother.
Thank you for having me again. Can't believe we. This is a thing now. I wonder if I'm gonna be. Was it 5 for 5? Is this the 5th one? Could I be right on this one? Is this very underrated?
We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it here. But back again with another is an underrated episode, and I think the last one episode we did was one of my favorite. It might be, Kyle, my favorite review of last year.
Mm-hmm.
Tales from the Crypt. That's right, Demon Knight.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys have not seen that review episode with me, Kyle, and Lady Fat Blood, it is hilarious and it is so much fun. And my review with OGP, we reviewed the film Slayers, which is one of the worst vampire movies I've seen in a long time. That was a close second of like my favorite movie reviews we did last year. But yeah, check out Tales from the Crypt. But we've done so many of these. You know, there's a whole playlist of here on the channel of Is It Underrated movies. We did The Corruptor. What else have we done? There's so many.
Oh man, there's so many. Like, especially which ones have been underrated and
some comedies. We did some and some horror comedies and stuff
Dracula
like that.
Didn't love it. Yep. Dracula didn't love it. It is so underrated.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, make sure you guys check out those other episodes as well. But yeah, Tales from the Crypt was just too much fun and just hilarious episode. But we are here to talk about Master Z, the Yip Man Legacy. That's right. Starring, I call him Max Zhang because I don't know how to say the names properly because I'm an idiot. How do you? What is the proper way of saying?
Zhang Jin.
Yeah, see, this why Kyle's here. That's why he's here. If I don't have Kyle, I got Frank Jang or Alex Richter or somebody else to help me out with the names. We can just go call him Max.
Yep.
We're going to keep it simple today and call him Max. All right, yeah, it came out in 2018. So a quick reminder, this is going to be some spoilers. Wait, hold on. Wait, fancy schmancy. Ooh, that is not my version that I have. That's dope.
This was a Hong Kong version that I got right before Wellgo USA brought it out. So
that's pretty dope cover. Love it, love it. Yeah, I have the Wellgo USA version, the almighty Wellgo USA. Came out in 2018. Plot synopsis: while keeping a low profile after his defeat by Yip Man from Yip Man 3, if you guys were unaware, this is a spinoff movie. Chung Tin Chi gets into trouble after getting in a fight with a powerful foreigner. Oh, IMDb plot synopsises. We love you. We love you.
It is great. There's lots of fighting.
Fists are flying. And stuff happens. Yes. But great cast here. We got a little Tony Jaa bonus. Dave Bautista. Can't wait to talk about him. And of course, the lovely Michelle Yeoh. And of course, another little bonus cameo by Yuen Wah, the great Yuen Wah.
Yep.
Yeah. So around the time, were you Yipped Man out before this came out, or not yet? Or you were on your way?
I was definitely after the third one. I was definitely out, and then when they announced this spinoff, I was like, I don't know where they could go from here. The fact that they just went and made a spinoff, I was like, we'll see. And then I remember a former YouTuber actually who used to review Hong Kong movies talked about this one. And I was like, maybe I'll give it a try. But no, I was definitely manned out with after number 3. I was like, don't make any more. Just don't make any more. There's nowhere else he could go with. There's nowhere else he could go with this until this
No,
came out. And
they kept making more, Kyle. They
yeah,
kept making
which
more.
I still don't understand. After number 4, it's like, yeah, let's bring it back with number 5. I'm like, what? He did. How? Why? What?
I'm assuming. I mean, I don't know yet, but I'm assuming they're going to pull like a Saw X, and it's going to be in between movies. I mean, how else are they going to do something like that? But anyway, at this point, I discussed this with the great Alex Richter, the Kung Fu genius, and we we had a fun time talking about these movies. And I don't know, he might know a little something about Wing Chun. He might know a little something. But yeah, we had some fun talking about all of the films on a soon to come episode of his podcast. I'm a guest on there, so we had a lot of fun. But we did briefly talk about this. I didn't want to go into detail too much because I want to talk about it with you, Kyle.
Yes.
Now, be prepared for your mind to be blown. Are you ready? Don't block me, Kyle. Don't block me. We could differ in opinion and still be friends. Come on, we're adults. All right. So I decided one day to have a martial arts movie marathon. So I picked a whole bunch of films. I had the guys over. I think Sexy Sumo was there, and Lady Phat was there, and we were watching all these movies in a row. And they were all, I thought at the time, were good choices, but either I wasn't ready for them yet, or there were some bad ones that kind of soured the taste, that kind of soured the night. I was like, God damn it, man, there's got to be a good one around here somewhere. So by the time we got to Master Z, I remember there were parts in it that I did like, and I'll talk about those.
Yeah.
And then I did remember, stuff that I did like, but I didn't like it, bro. I didn't like this movie. Did you hear me? Everybody watching? This movie was crap. It was garbage. Thumbs down. Fuck this movie. It's a piece of shit. No, I didn't hate it that much. There was another movie I watched that night.
That seeped into it.
I hated it a lot more than Master Z. No, I don't know what it was. Again, there were parts of the movie I did like. And again, I think at that point I was kind of yipped man out. We were literally watching the sequels at this point just for the fight scenes. But story-wise, I just didn't give a shit. But Max's character from 3 was definitely the highlight. It was something different. So he was the highlight of 3.
Yeah.
But I still didn't give a shit about story. But I liked him. So I'm like, okay, let's see what they do here. So I'm watching the movie. Yuan Wu-ping, the great Yuan Wu-ping. Maybe I drunk too much that day. I don't know. But I'm like, I don't know. It's like, why am I complaining watching a Yuan Wu-ping movie and there's wire work? But that's where my mindset was. I mean, this is the guy who's the king of wire work. Okay. Yeah. And I love Once Upon a Time in China 1. I love Once Upon a Time in China 2. That era, I was like, this it's all about the wires. But Yuan Wu-ping had that sweet balance of both, where he would have the over-the-top, almost fantasy style of wire work, but then you would have this amazing grounded fire choreography mixed out in it, and the same thing with Iron Monkey and stuff like that, right?
Yes.
I don't know what was wrong with me, man, but when I saw Tony Jaa like on a wire flipping like this, I was like, dude, no. I'm not in the mood for this right now, Yuan Wu-ping. Yuan Wu-ping, what are you doing? And I'm thinking about it now. I'm like, he's doing what he's been doing for years.
After how long we've watched this, it's like we're taking a second, like, right.
What's going on? We got Shin Batman in the house. Hey, there we go. Kevin, what's going on? Good to see that. Yes. Oh my goodness. Yuan Wu-ping did an epic job on Fist of Legend, making Jet Li more badass. They
Yeah,
even
we
yeah.
don't talk about the Donnie Yen one. That
But
whole fucking 1 minute
yeah.
sequence of him running in World War II bullshit. I am not. No.
Well, the sad thing about that movie was that was the best part of that movie, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
sure, sure. Yeah, yeah, sure, sure. No, wait. Let me pull it back.
But oh my goodness, we're gonna have to review that one in the future. Anyway,
Oh
but yeah, no, that's another great example. Fist of Legend,
no!
right? Where there was some wire enhanced moves and
Yes.
moments, but for the most part, it was kind of grounded, right?
Hmm.
But I just was not in the mood. Like even, and I think coming off of Yip Man 3, you'd have, there were a few moments, very little moments in the Yip Man franchise up to this point where wires were used for a
Yeah.
few moves and a few highlights, especially when he fights all of the old masters on the table and he's going at it with
Yeah.
Famo. Obviously, but that felt like an homage though to the
Yes.
old days because he's fighting Lo Mang and
Yeah.
so the old so it was kind of fun that there was wire work there, right? But
Hmm.
the Yip Man movies up to that point didn't have you know the main guy lifted up in the air and flipped like that during the middle of the fight.
Yeah.
And so when Tony Jaa, of all people, Tony Jaa, he built his whole career off of having no wire work.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't know if you guys seen early promos of Tony Jaa. He's always like, no wires, no wires.
Hmm.
I was just kind of like, oh. And especially when there were, wire work with hopping around from sign to sign. I was like, can we just have Max destroy people? Like, can we
Yeah.
just have the grounded fighting? Because his martial arts is so good. He's so good.
Yeah.
Here's another example: Killzone 2, I
Hmm.
believe. That in finale fight with Tony Jaa, Max, and
And Wu Jing.
Jackie,
Yeah.
yeah, Jackie Wu. Great fight, best fight in the movie. But every time Max was levitating in the air, I was
You
like,
could tell.
I was
You
like,
could tell.
I was like, come on, dude! Like he's up in the air with a little bit too long. Like you might
Yeah.
as well have him. I saved that sprocket. I mean, you might as well have Street Fighter moves at this point. And I was like, no, it was
he kind of
distracting.
he kind of did in
Yeah,
Kill 2 if you
yeah.
look at it.
It was distracting. Still great fight, best fight in the movie, but it was still distracting. And again, I don't know what it is about the 80s and the 90s and a little bit of the 2000s here and there where
Hmm.
wire work was more accepted
Hmm.
and it was the norm. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Especially with period piece movies. I don't know, it just the fantasy of it kind of worked.
Yes.
But when you have modern day setting, it was just like, I don't know. I don't know, man. I just wasn't feeling this movie, dude. I just
And
wasn't,
I think I
you
know what
know.
this film was going for after rewatching it, and the fact that it felt like an old Shaw Brothers film, like
Yeah. Right.
because they had the wire work, which looked hokey, but here I think they were trying to blend both
Yeah.
with the modern way which yes, took away, but yeah, I remember when watching like some of these fight scenes, I was like, that's weird, but okay.
Right.
And the fact that it got introduced in Ip Man 3 because Yen Wo-ping took over the action choreography there than Sammo Hung did, it definitely felt like they were veering it very differently.
Yeah.
And it, it's like you said, it is very distracting, especially if like how we've known what the Yip Man movies were,
Right.
first and
Right.
second one. And
Yeah.
then when Ip Man 3 happened, we're like, okay, this is an interesting take. But then when you have him directing this one, it's like, okay, so what is going to be different here?
Right.
And which we'll get into uh, once you finish your thought. We'll get into
Yeah.
that part where the whole film itself, like I know you back past you definitely said you did not like this film. Somehow I felt differently when watching this film, and I was just like, this is actually pretty good because it's not that it sucks that the the first thing that we hear in this film is a montage of of all of Chung Tinchi's like what happened to him and why he leaves. The what's interesting too is you hear the Yip Man theme in it, and
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's weird because I actually downloaded the album before the movie came out.
Oh, okay.
There is a different like musical intro to it,
Oh.
and it's a nice way to introduce his theme in it.
Oh. I
And
guess
it was
did they just said, no, let's just because it's part of the Yip Man
yeah,
Yipperverse. It's part of the Yipperverse.
yes,
Let's
and
keep the
let's
theme
just keep it
around.
like this, and then
Okay.
and just keep going. And I was like thinking, man, there's got to be a way to in there to lay it out,
Right.
but as it is part of the Yip Man universe, I was just like, okay. But the fact that it didn't need to like like you didn't need to watch Ip Man 3 in a sense. Like
No,
you
no.
kind of had
Yeah.
to in a sense, but the
Right.
fact that you get a different sense of in this film of like which was interesting to see how a martial arts character loses
Yeah.
and doesn't know what to do with his life.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I actually
Yeah. Yeah.
like that. And not only that, we were all joking. Me and my friends, we were joking when we watched it. After we watched Hitman 3 and we watched this one, we said,
Mhm.
so Zhang Jin, like Master Z, is actually a better father than Yip Man. So, and we all said, yeah, basically Master Z is Vegeta and Yip Man is Goku, totally negligent of his kids. And we just laughed, and it's like it's so true though. Look at
That's
how much
funny.
he cares for his son, which we'll get into
That's
after. But
funny.
it,
Chat saying right now, Donnie and Yipman Superman. Max is his Batman.
yeah,
Close enough.
agreed.
Oh, you got Chucky there. What's going on, Chuck? Martial artist. Hey, good to see you, brother. Yeah, he enjoyed it. Nice, nice. All right, now, all these years later, how does Samurai Guy feel about the movie now?
Mhm.
Okay. Again, when I watched it the first time, there were some of the fights I did like. There were things that I did like, but overall, I think at some point when I was watching it with my buddy, and you get to the end fight, I think he yelled out, "Just fucking use Wing Chun already! Just hurry up! Okay, use the Wing Chun now. Okay, now he's gonna win with the Wing Chun. All right, oh, right." So we were all frustrated. There was a bad day of watching bad movies, ruining the day, and then getting to this. Now, all these years have passed now, and then Kyle suggested that we revisit this, and I'm just kind of like, okay, fuck it. A lot of years have passed. Let's see how I feel about it now. And now, after rewatching this movie the other day, this is how I feel now. What the fuck, Samurai Guy? What the fuck were you thinking? Were you on the crack the first time you watched this movie and you didn't like it? What the hell is wrong with you?
I'm 5 for 5.
You're 5
Holy
for 5, brother. You're 5 for 5. Yeah. Very well done. Well done.
I did it again,
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah, I'm watching this not thinking I'm gonna like enjoy it again. I'm gonna have the same reaction. And yeah, it's again, well, like kind of jumping off what you said, it's very interesting seeing a fallen protagonist trying to find himself and find his purpose. And how many movies out there where
Yeah.
the martial arts master of a certain style completely ditches his style.
Yeah.
Like he's like, fuck this, I'm not using Wing Chun. I'm not
Yeah.
doing it. I'm not
Like,
doing it. And there's a part, so he uses kung fu throughout the movie, but
mhm.
there's a part where he does at some point to counter a move. He uses
Yes.
it for one move in 1 second, and then he realizes, oh shit, and he pulls back.
Yeah.
It's very interesting, man.
And
Very
it's
interesting.
exactly like you said too, like during that time, like not many movies were doing that. The only one that I could think of that kind of slightly hit it was Creed 2 that came out at that time too. And
Yeah.
and it wasn't the fact that that uh, Donnie Creed doesn't like friggin' abandon boxing. He neglects his whole life,
Right.
and
Right. Yeah.
because of the Drago fight. And then here, I'm just like, man, this is a really good time. Like with this film, it's like, yeah, he abandons not doing Wing Chun. Even his son's like, my dad was so great at Wing Chun, and the other kid's like, yeah, right, fuck off. And the fact that the kid tries to defend his dad, and I like that moment where Max Jong just like looks at him and he's like, let's have dinner. And he's like, they called you a fucking grocery man. And he's like, I am one. You're not. And then he just leaves the table and he's like, okay.
He comes back. He's like, I'm sorry, Dad.
It's like, it's fine.
But
Don't worry about
but
it.
yeah, that was funny. You know, the bully beat him up. And I like when he came home with the shiner. I
Mm-hmm.
like you know, Max's character didn't really react. He can go, oh
No.
my god, son, who hit you?
Yeah.
He's like, let's eat.
Yep.
Sit down.
And then
I'm
after
sure
the
you'll
dinner,
tell me about it.
yeah. And then after the dinner, he actually like
Yeah.
does the thing that was brought in from the third movie, which was actually a nice callback of just using the egg. And I'm like, the fact that it respects that is a hard word to say about Yamon 3. That's what has happened in that movie.
Yeah.
But the fact that they made this movie its own thing
Mhm.
by showing the fact that they had to introduce this character, which in a sense could have been better if we did like honestly if it was just Donnie Yen versus Jung Jin in that film,
Mhm.
it would have been fine. And honestly, that's what Creed 3 should have been too. But what happened is the fact that we have this side story introducing, not even introducing, reintroducing what happens to a martial artist when he's lost. He
Yeah.
was on top of the world and he loses, and he just becomes like again, just lives his life being a grocery man, delivering groceries to people, and then trying to raise a son, trying to have a normal life. And then next thing you know, it's just like, oh yeah, by the way, here here's a druggie and her girlfriend tries to save her, and a whole triad gang in the wake of it. And I'm just like, you know what? Sure, sure.
Dude, this character had balls.
Yes,
Like
which
she was talking shit. She
yeah,
didn't care. There were like 30
yeah,
dudes.
and she
And the kingpin
fucking
leader was like
yeah,
right there.
yeah,
She was like, try it. She's like, I'd like to see you try it.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
try it.
she was
I was
throwing
like, what are you
hands.
doing?
She's throwing hands, even though she's not good at it. She actually threw hands and
Yeah,
chairs and everything.
yeah.
I was like, what's
Yeah,
going?
she had balls, dude. She's
Mhm.
like, stay away from my sister. Don't sell her no
Yeah,
drugs, and don't put your hands on her again. Oh, we
yeah,
gonna talk.
yeah,
She's talking shit. I was like, oh my god. But yeah, the movie pretty much opens up with Max visiting the legend here, Yuen Wah. I'm gonna call him Chung. How's that? Is that
okay,
better?
that's fine.
Yeah. And just kind of letting them know, like, yeah, I'm kind of done with this kind of work. And you get that little and then Yuen Wah lets him go, but you get a little Tony Jaa bonus there. He's
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm the new guy. I won't show up here. They're back and forth. Because I'm assuming this came after Killzone 2.
Yes,
Okay.
definitely
Okay.
far like
So
3-4 years.
they've worked together before. They know how each other moves and the
Yes.
timing. Every time these guys went at it, it was good stuff, man.
Yes.
It was good stuff. I mean, if their little tussle back and forth was longer, that could have been the end finale fight.
Yeah.
You know. And this time around, the wire work didn't bother me. It was weird. I'm like watching it, and I saw Tony Jaa jump up,
Dude,
and then
yeah.
he flipped forward and landed, and I was just like, okay. Like it didn't really bother me because
Mhm.
I was more paying attention to the fight choreography and the movement, which was very
Mhm.
well done.
Yes.
Yeah, really good stuff. What's going on, CV? What's happening? Yeah. But yeah, their back and forth was great. But yeah, he's trying to, like you say, he's grocery man.
Yeah.
He's trying to, he gave up that life of teaching martial arts, and he's trying to find himself, take care of his son, and he has his own little store. And we get the Black Bat. He, wants to go out and buy his son a toy. A little. It's kind of like a music box, right?
Yeah.
What's
And
funny? When I first saw this, I was like, "The Gray Ghost." I don't know.
Yeah, the space ghost.
I mean the Gray Ghost. I mean Space Ghost, coast to coast. I was like, "It's Space Ghost." But he loves his son. He takes care of him.
Mhm.
And you know how I am with child actors, bad child actors can kind of ruin a movie,
Mhm.
or bad child characters can ruin a movie too. And luckily, the kid wasn't like ridiculously annoying.
No.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God. But yeah, during this sequence when the villains are they're getting the upper hand on her.
Yeah.
Our boy here, Chung, riding his bike on the way back with the toy to give to his son. His birthday's coming up, and he runs into them and kind of saves the day and
Yeah.
whoops some ass. And we get some great fight choreography, some good stuff there. And now there's beef
Yeah.
between that the head thug, and now it's time for payback. And what do you think about that payback? What a bunch of cowards, bro.
Oh, that, and also the side fact that when we introduce like the head triad Kit, his name is Kit. The fact that when Chung Tinchi like stops him from hitting and just swats the gift away, I was just like, holy shit, this is, you just see that one shot of Chung Tinchi just like,
you done
yeah,
fucked up. You fucked up.
and especially when they get payback right after, and the fact that they reintroduced like Patrick Tam's character from freaking Hitmon 3, which was, I was like, huh, is he playing the same character? And the fact that they don't ever mention it, but it is the same character from Hitmon 3.
Yeah.
But yeah, it showed like the payback when they're like setting fire to his home and the store. You see like the urgency and the care that Chung Chi tries to help his son and really tries to like get themselves out of there. And I was just like, that, you rarely see that, and it's not even annoying where the kid's like, we gotta get out of here, we gotta get out of here, or anything like that. It was like the most
He reacts how
sense of,
I think a child would react in that situation.
Yeah. and especially with Chung Tinchi, like, okay, not even just MacGyvering shit, but just like, this might work, and then literally like covers them both before the whole thing explodes. And I was like, that showed a lot of care. I was like,
Yeah.
that sequence was really well done.
Yeah, but let's burn a father and son alive.
Yeah, that is
like really, dude.
Extreme.
He's like, you couldn't wait till like he walked out of the store and then try to jump him there, like,
or shoot him. Like,
let's burn him alive.
To which I will do this pose now. Well, that escalated quickly.
Hey, brother, you looking jacked, by the way. What's going on over here? You guys seeing this? What's the gun? Kyle's bringing the gun show. What's going on here?
I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, look at that. Looking jacked, man. Keep doing what you're doing. But yeah, this was kind of messed up. But luckily, he was able to get out there, get them both out. His son got injured in his back. Yep. And he, the girl he rescued, he said, "Hey, take care of my son."
Yeah.
And he kept running. Yeah. And this scene, this action set piece didn't bother me that much.
Yeah.
This time around. And just beautiful set, man.
Yeah.
All of these neon signs. Every time we came back to this street, just a gorgeous set here. I think Yuen Woo-ping wanted to do something different here. I think he was just having fun.
Yeah.
Let's have them leaping around, and we do a little action set piece there.
Mm-hmm.
But Mr. Thuggish Ruggish here, causing trouble, selling them drugs around town. Well, Michelle Yeoh is the queen pin of the outfit here, and she's like, "Hey, we're going legit." You know what's funny about that scene? I'm surprised everyone around that table were like, "All right,
yeah,
fine." That's like, wait a minute. I thought, because I haven't watched it in a long time, I thought they were going to team up with her brother here.
Yeah.
And be like, all right, man, fuck this, fuck your sister, bro. Like, we can't go legit and
Yeah.
be all clean now. Like, no. But they were like, no, because we don't want to mess with Michelle Yeoh's character.
Yeah.
They're like, no, we're not we're not
We're not
fucking
doing
with her.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's basically like laying the hammer down, like stop fucking around, and he's like, all right, you're in charge, whatever. But now, we're introduced to let's see here. At least there wasn't any drama shooting Master Z, unlike Wing Chun, where there was a lot of drama during these. Oh, did you know anything drama behind the scenes for Wing Chun?
Not that
Oh,
I heard of, but that's
yeah.
actually interesting to know. So
Interesting. Yeah, that's a fun movie. That movie's just bonkers. That movie's insane, dude. But there's some fun stuff in that though. What's up, Christopher? He says, "Congratulations to Godzilla first awards." Yes, yes, yeah. I'm so happy with that. If you ask me, I think -1 should have been nominated for Best Picture, but that's just me. But no, at least it got some awards. We'll take it.
all I could say is I now know how you get an Oscar. Just being naked.
That's it.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. And so,
By the way, OnlyFans people are gonna get Oscars next year.
Oh my goodness. Our boy here, Zing Yu. I say it right?
Yeah.
Zing Yu here. I'm always been a fan of this guy ever since Kung Fu Hustle. Just a phenomenal martial artist. And he's got his own little bar club thing going on. And she brings him in. It's his sister, correct, right?
Yes.
His sister brings Chung and his son, and they're like, hey, they have no place to live. Their place is burnt down. Can they stay here? And he's hesitant at first, but then Chung's like, hey, I can work the bar. I can serve drinks, and I'll pay back rent. And he lets them in. And then over time they start to bond. Kind of became a little family.
Yeah.
You have that one scene where he earns enough money to actually take them to dinner. Chung does. And he's like, you guys took us in when you didn't have to. I consider you guys great friends. And she stops him. She goes, no, we're family.
Vin Diesel would be proud.
Family.
Family.
Hey, who wants you? You want a breadstick? Breadstick? Yeah.
Got Coronas.
got Coronas. I am Groot. But yeah, they start to bond. And some of them start to bond in a hilarious way where he just kind of just starts fighting.
Yeah, like, why don't we use Wing Chun anymore? It's like, and then he tries to beat it out of him, like, do that, and then he slaps him. And I was like, this is a nice moment. He's like, what'd you slap me for? That's for having a bad mouth. Why'd you slap me again? That's for your parents.
He's like, I'm a grown man. No one's ever slapped me. His reaction, he's like, he's like, no one's ever slapped me. Oh my goodness.
It was a nice balance.
Yeah, he's just because the way Chung's he's got chip on his shoulder, know, and so he's kind of like, you need to respect me, man. I'm kind of your boss, But it was a fun back and forth. It was very playful, but another, hey, what's up, champs in the house. I'm gonna get to a lot of why I think this movie's underrated, and we're already talking about the good things, but it concerns the actor here, the actress here, Michelle Yeoh here. This is when they first run into each other. I'm sure Rick Myers loved their little kung fu back and forth. Yeah, she's testing him out with the glass. Yeah. I'm sure Rick went crazy for that, for things like that. But yeah, there's I'm gonna come back to them a little bit here. But words got around that her brother's causing ruckus. They're supposed to be clean and legit,
Yep.
And it kind of backfires on Michelle Yeoh's character when she tries to donate money at this charity auction with all these rich I have 5 yachts, type of assholes here, and she's willing to give like $100,000 for a vase. Yeah. And then all the uppity guys are like, "You're a triad group, but we don't like you. We don't serve your kind around here. See, you gotta get out of here." And of course, she's like, "Oh, you guys are all Mr. Perfect, I see.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You do this. You're just as bad as I am," is what she said, and she walked
Yeah.
out. So yeah, she's trying to burn that image and go legit. No
Yeah.
more crime, none of that. But her asshole brother here is still going doing his thing, teaming up with a buddy. They're gonna take over the town and doing their wheeling and dealing. And of course, Chung gets a hold of that, finds some drugs and on some people, and he's like, "Look, what's going on?" He approaches Michelle Yeoh's character about it, and she's like frustrated. She's like, "All right, I'll take care of it. I'll handle it." But she took too long to handle it, and then things escalated. And unfortunately, hold on, let me find the photo here. Unfortunately, the character on the right
Uh-huh.
ended up ODing, but not by her hand.
Yeah.
It was by his hand, which was unfortunate. And then things just talking about that escalated quickly.
Yep.
But things get crazy. And now we're gonna get to. I mean, there's already been some really good fights up to this point. Now we're gonna get to my personal favorite fight, action set piece out of this movie. That's this scene, son.
Yeah.
This entire fight in the restaurant slash club area, dude. The camera work, the
Hmm.
scene transitions, the
Like
editing,
the
the movement, everything is just like this is why Yuan Wuping is
yeah.
like
Like that
Yuan
one.
Wuping went God mode again
Yeah.
and had to
Like
remind all of us, I'm still here, motherfuckers.
yeah. That
Yeah.
push in that between Xingyu and
Oh,
her like henchman, and then it pushes in between them, going right to Michelle Yeoh and
oh,
Max Zhang, and I was just like, oh,
dude,
I
so
bow
good.
to you. Like,
So good, man. Like
like,
it is just fascinating again. He
yeah.
keeps even at his age, Yuan Ping still blowing us away with stuff.
He's just
You
like,
know.
he's just sitting there like, all right, I'm gonna tweak one thing, and then comes back and like, all right, let me show you bitches how it's done.
Yeah. Oh, this is so good. Now to go back to why one of the reasons why I feel like this movie's underrated, not just because of the movie itself. Michelle Yeoh has never looked this good since. Michelle Yeoh is she's the queen. She's the goddess.
And
Okay.
and not only that, this was like,
She's amazing in fight scenes. I'm not saying
yeah.
she's bad in fight scenes. I'm just saying you can tell the difference when Yuan Wu Ping has her.
Mhm.
Look at how she moves. Look at the timing of her movements.
Yes.
Same thing, not just Michelle Yeoh. Same thing goes for uh Zing
Xingyu.
Yu's character. Yeah, Zing
Yeah.
Yu's as an actor. He's been in a lot of projects since. A lot of them were really bad, unfortunately, and they're not his fault. He's always good in them,
Hmm.
but the projects are not good, and he needs a Yuan Wu Ping. He needs someone to really showcase why he's the fucking man and give him a better. I haven't seen him in a movie since this movie that was amazing. Have you?
We don't talk about Super Bodyguard or Iron Man or whatever that was called. We
Yeah,
don't talk about that.
yeah. It's like again, it's not him;
No.
it's the movie he's in.
Yeah.
But this movie, he had an interesting character.
Yeah.
He looked like $1,000,000 because Yuan Wu Ping knows how to use amazing martial art as well.
Yeah.
And he threw down the fight, that fight in the restaurant
Mhm.
club. He looked amazing.
Yeah.
He looked so good, especially when he picked up the pipe and the
Yeah.
hatchet and was
Yeah.
fighting with both of them, dude. And the
Yeah.
way they were going back at, I was like, dude, this is fucking amazing, bro.
Like, we need to see more of Xingyu doing that and
Yes.
just having that type of character when
Yeah.
someone like Yan Wuping could bring that out of someone.
Yes. Yeah.
But
So again, Michelle Yeoh looks like $1,000,000.
mhm.
Xing Yu looks like $1,000,000. And somebody else looked like $1,000,000. And it was unexpected. And not only is this movie underrated, this might be the most underrated Dave Bautista role
Mhm.
in his whole
Yeah.
goddamn acting career.
Thank you for saying that.
I couldn't believe it, dude, rewatching this movie,
Yeah.
bro. I was like, dude, nobody is talking about this character that he played. Nobody is talking about how good of an actor and performance he was in this. And I'm going to say it. His fight at the end, in the finale fight with Max,
Yeah.
that's got to be Dave Bautista's best one-on-one fight
Yeah.
in his whole filmography.
hmm
In his whole filmography, one-on-one fight is what I'm
And I
talking about. One-on-one fight.
and I'm looking at every movie that led up to 2018 that he has been in.
Okay.
And granted, I don't know when let's see if I could find when this film actually filmed, but odds are 2016, 2017, maybe
Yeah.
before 2018 when it released. Everything before that was Man with the Iron Fist, The Scorpion
Okay.
King 3. We all remember Wrong Side of Town, which was like almost his big debut.
Right.
And then Guardians of the Galaxy,
Right.
Spectre, Kickboxer, but
Right.
also The Warrior's Gate.
Right. Which I have not seen that, but I know about
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
And odds are in that time frame he was filming all that before Guardians 2, Blade
Yeah.
Runner. And
Yeah.
all I could say is this was like a piece of Dave Bautista that we never got to see until this movie came out.
Exactly.
And I was like,
yeah.
No, he actually suited the role well. He didn't play over the top. He knew like how they had like Darren Shalavi and Ip Man too, like be this over the top boisterous kind of feel.
Yeah.
Like they didn't do that with Dave Bautista, which I was thankful for. And
yeah, Darren, rest in power, Darren. But Darren has got a little comedy in Yip Man too, and he's just like,
yeah.
But yeah,
to protect my name and reputation. I'm just like, Jesus, dude.
I mean, I'm sure that was on purpose. They wanted him to act that way. You know,
yes.
he was the Guilo, right?
And it's kind of funny
hairy
too.
foreign devil.
It's kind of funny too.
No, wait, no, not the Guilo. Was the Guilo?
Yeah, the Guilo devil.
Okay, it
yeah,
is Guilo. Okay.
The funny part is that the announcer is the police chief. From Yip Man 2 is the police chief in this one. I was like, dude, did you switch jobs?
Yeah.
Did you think I should be part of police corruption now?
Right.
Like,
that's funny.
It's actually funny.
Yeah. I was, shout out to our other brother from another mother, Alex Chung. He was part of the TV series C. And that looks like, I mean, everybody's Zatoichi fighting in that movie. I mean, that series. I wanted to give that series a shot because it looked really interesting. Now, I know he has like a Zatoichi type fight with Jason Momoa. That may be a dope fight. I have not seen that yet. The fight he had with Daniel Craig and Spectre, that was the best part of that movie. But that was kind of a one-sided beatdown. And he was just destroying him and throwing him through walls. It was the best part of the movie, but it was kind of one-sided. But this, dude, was great.
I will add his comedy timing is actually pretty good. Not counting Guardians. Like,
yeah,
definitely. My Spy has good moments. Everyone can say, really? Like, he bashes little kids while figure skating. I was like, that's actually pretty fucking hilarious.
Wow.
But not only that, the series What We Do in the Shadows, where he has this random cameo as a vampire who's in prison for biting a baby that he didn't do. And he just goes, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to find the vampire that did it, and I'm going to take a knife and stab him 5,000 times with this hand. And when I'm done with this hand, I'm going to take the dagger and put it in this hand. And I'm going to stab him 5,000 more times. And then Laszlo's like, I don't want to be that vampire right now.
How did I forget that? Was that like season 1?
Yeah, that was like full season 1 with the plethora of like beautiful like
Yeah.
cameos.
It's
And
very interesting when subtle acting could be even more intimidating.
agreed.
And he, as soon as he showed up, I mean, he was, he's a philanthropist.
Yeah.
He's coming out there. Sorry, you're gonna have to come back another day.
Yeah.
We have to close the restaurant. He's like, oh, but it's my
Mhm.
son's birthday. We were supposed to eat here. He's like, here's my card. Come back tomorrow. There's no chefs here, And he took care of him. He comes out there, and
Brings a brings a
yeah,
pig.
Chung notices his bracelet, which
Mhm.
comes back. That's how Chung finds him at the end. Uh, but yeah, dude, like I was getting, especially when we have a lot of police corruption, right? And he's working with Michelle Yeoh's brother here, because he's like, I ain't going nowhere. I'm the kingpin here selling the drugs.
Mhm.
And of course he has the foreign cops under his wing to do what he says. But uh, our boy Zing Yu here
Yep.
gets framed, and that was a great sequence.
Yeah.
Desolate area, dark, nothing else around but a
And
table,
the
a table, a chair,
yeah.
and he's fixing him. Batista's fixing him a steak. He's cooking him a steak, puts a steak there. He goes, in about 5 minutes, it'll be ready. He's like, in
And
about 5 minutes, you're gonna taste the best steak ever.
on top of like
He
you
has
should
him
be
tied up.
thankful for you should be thankful for your last meal. I'm like, dude.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
dude.
He's like, yeah. He's like, I want you to enjoy your last meal. Like that's how he talks the whole
Yeah.
the whole movie, and it's great. It's
Yeah.
so good. And then, man, what a beatdown!
Yeah.
That was
And
brutal.
the fact that Yen Wu Ping, even though I'm like, really, you're gonna add this, but I was like, you know what? The fact that he found uses certain people's strengths in their choreography,
Yeah,
using the Batista bomb on Sting
it
Yu,
worked.
it
It
worked in the
worked. Yeah,
film. I was like,
yeah,
you
yeah,
made the Batista, you made a
yeah.
wrestling power bomb
Yes.
engaging in a film. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, you know what?
Yeah.
Sure.
Which turns into Chung doing the Hurricanrana,
The Corona.
Frankensteiner on him. He
Yeah.
reverses out of it. That was
Yeah.
But yeah, what a beat he beat
Oh
down
yeah.
Saying You bad. And then he took him out. And then
Yeah.
after he killed him, he's all, what a waste,
Yeah.
because he didn't eat a steak. So he's like, what a waste, and he walks off camera. But I was getting creepy vibes when he's like just stalking him, just looking over
Yeah.
him, and then Zing's like terrified,
Yeah.
looking up. He's on the ground, like looking up, and I was getting flashbacks of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, excuse me,
Oh yeah.
Abdul-Jabbar from Game of Death,
Mhm.
stalking James Tien, and James
Yeah.
Tien is like, "Help
What?
me,
Yeah.
help me!" And he's like trying to get away. That was the vibe I was getting when he was stalking the Zing there.
I never made that connection, but that is a perfect
Yeah, that's
like
what I felt. I
homage,
felt.
I would say.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, that's you don't want this huge guy. No, here's a better picture. Just
Yeah.
coming and stalking you while you're on the ground.
Yeah.
But yeah, now things have escalated. Now he's got to take on the man here, and he finds the bracelet on the dead body of Zing, and he's like, "Oh, I know who it is." And man, what a throwdown, man! It was good stuff.
Yes.
Good stuff. Good stuff. And he tries to go in there, use the kung fu, but it's not. It's he's just too strong, dude. But what a final boss! What an outfit! Is
Yeah.
this Street Fighter character?
Yeah. That is straight up Street Fighter character costume. I'm like, you know what?
Yeah,
I'm going with this.
some Fatal Fury character, man. He's
Yeah.
got the hat,
And
But what? Yeah,
the fact that it took about this long for Tenchi to actually use Wing Chun, which this is still a slight thing for me because once he finally gets up and then starts using Wing Chun, then the Yip Man theme hits again. I was like, okay, because again, in the actual soundtrack itself, it
yeah.
was his theme song.
I would
Like,
have I would have preferred if it was his own theme
yeah,
song. But when I watch the movie now, you know how I look at it? I look at it like this. He was kind of like inspired.
Yeah.
by Yip Man because of their encounter.
Yeah.
So maybe that's kind of how I looked at it, right?
Yeah.
But I would have preferred him to have his own theme. But
Mhm.
I was like, we could have fun and look at it that way, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, he is throwing him around.
Mhm.
I like as soon as they start going at it.
Yeah.
Chung threw the first punch, by the way.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
And hats off. I was like, "Oh,
yeah.
here we go."
I like when they're going at it,
Mhm.
and then Batista gets him, grabs him, and then just tosses him like boom right up
Yeah.
against the bar, and he hits
Yeah.
the corner of he hits like right here in his
The
back,
Yeah.
and you can see Chung's face like, oh,
Oh,
like it's
fuck.
like shit.
Yeah.
All right, it's gonna be a long night. It's
Yeah.
gonna be a long night. But yeah, he tries to do the Batista bomb again, and Chung her Frankensteiner's out of it.
Yep.
And then he's like, all right, I know what I need to do. He has that line. He was like, what do you say? He
You
said,
Chinese
don't,
you Chinese think you're always trying to be the hero. Don't you know that heroes always die? And then Max Strong just like gets up and he's like, "I'm not trying to be a hero. I just came here to beat you." I was like,
yeah, that was
that
great.
I was like,
That was great. And he pulls out the Wing Chun son,
"Yep."
and boom. And then fight choreography completely different, changes. It's almost a different fight now.
Yeah.
Like after that. And some brutal stuff. And now Batista's character's surprised. He's like, what the
Yeah.
hell? He's like, what is this? But yeah, great finale fight. And again, extremely underrated villain, extremely
Mhm.
underrated performance from Batista, extremely underrated Batista fight, one-on-one fight. Still my favorite. It's still
Mhm.
I think it's his best fight
Yeah.
so far in his career. Um, and then, of course, he kicks his ass. He runs out
Yeah.
there, tries to get the corrupt police to arrest Chung. And then finally, the guy on the right there, the guy you were talking about, has his balls. The other cop,
Yeah.
and he's like, "No, fuck this."
Yeah.
He's like, "No, I'm gonna step up and do what's right." You know.
Yes.
And I was wondering why we had that quick, no dialogue sequence. It was like 4 seconds or 5 seconds where you just see Michelle Yeoh walk up to Yuen Wah's table
Yeah.
with Tony Jaa sitting there. And I was like, what? Okay. Because it just scene just ended.
Yeah.
Well, there was a little bit of discussion going on.
Yeah.
We're going to get rid of Batista. And then right at the end, when Batista, I don't know why it looked hilarious when you have Batista running away.
Yeah.
I
Just
don't know why that looked funny, dude. Because he's so huge. And he's just like,
I think he was selling the fact that his ribs are broken and everything else. I'm like, okay, I kind of believe that. If he's that hurt, sure.
yeah. Yeah. It's so funny, though. It looked funny. But yeah, Tony Jaa showed up out of nowhere and did like this crazy kill. He threw,
Like an ice pick. Just an
yeah,
actual ice
yeah,
pick.
right in the back of the dome. And that was it. And I was like, oh, well, now we know what the discussion was when Michelle
Yeah.
Yeoh's character went to go talk to Yuen Wah there. And that was a wrap from one of the best villains we've had in a while in these type of films. But yeah, overall, brother, smashing, smashing, extremely underrated. The best Michelle Yeoh has looked in fight choreography. The best Xing Yu's looked.
Yeah.
Put Xing Yu in some of these Andy On projects right
Yeah.
now. Like, come on, like do something with
Like
him.
give him something else, like with
Yeah.
Andy on or Philippine or even with
Oh, I forgot to mention this. Did you like this?
Okay, I remember seeing
It
that,
looked
and
kind of wonky. It didn't look
it was
right.
very wonky with the CGI glass. I will say that very wonky, but also like you see like his hips dip like in this weird way. I was like, I'm too into the movie. I will forgive
Right.
that.
That's what I did too. But it almost looked like cardboard cutout. Like we're
Yeah,
just gonna have him
we're gonna
drop
have
kick, and then we're
cardboard.
gonna
We're
go
gonna
through
have
the
cardboard Max Jong, like cardboard Bruce Lee head right
yeah,
here.
yeah. But I'm glad you enjoyed it, Brolican.
Mhm.
Yeah. But I mean, again, I was like you, Kyle. I was having so much fun with the film. I really enjoyed. That didn't really bother me though.
Yeah,
Max did the Batman flying drop kick. But yeah, and not only is it an underrated movie with an underrated villain, an underrated protagonist.
Yes, like
I don't understand. Please, everybody that's watching this video right now, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Old Samurai Guy. But um, find out for us and let us know in the comments why there wasn't another movie. Why we didn't have 5 or 3 Master Z films. Let us know why. Because
especially
they kept making Yip Man movies, spin-off movies after this, and they're still making them.
and they're coming
Again,
back
I'm going to
with
remind everyone, they're still making them.
and and Yipmon 5 with Donnie Yen. Yipmon 5 with Donnie Yen. We still haven't gotten the sequel to this, which was back in 2019 that they said there was going to be a sequel.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Yeah.
And the fact that
I had a Well Go USA giveaway of this movie, and I hope whoever received it had fun with it. But when I finally watched it, I was like, "Oh God, oh
did you
God."
put a note for them that who won it? Just like, I'm sorry.
No,
Enjoy.
because it's a free gift. They didn't pay for it. No, I'm just we're having fun. We're having fun. But yeah, again, they're still making them, and yet no sequel with this guy.
Yeah.
I don't make it doesn't make any sense. So if you guys know, let me know. Hold on. Kevin says Master Z sequel has been in active development and keeps being delayed. I doubt it will happen. If it keeps being delayed at this point, yeah, it's probably not going to happen. It's like the studio's giving up and lost faith in the project.
It's definitely like the Dread sequel too. So.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Yeah.
It's never coming out then. But you have all these straight to streaming movies now. They can do more of these. It doesn't have to be big budget.
No.
It's straight to streaming. Yeah.
Like, after watching Wolfpack, again, Max Zhang does actually do the work. I appreciate Max Zhang doing the work.
Yeah.
Even in Invincible Dragon, I appreciate him doing the work.
I don't think he's ever sucked.
No.
He's like Xing Yu.
Yeah.
It's just the projects they're in, but yeah, Wolfpack was entertaining for what it was too. I have the Blu-ray actually right over here. I was going to pick it up and show everyone the Well Go USA Blu-ray Wolfpack, but the stack is so big over here. It's just going to fall on the camera, and it's going to be bad. So I'm not going to touch this area.
And should we actually say that we will review our next one? We won't say when, but we will say
yes. Fuck it. Let's do it. So, no.
No.
Don't.
Okay.
Channel members, big huge shout out to all our channel members and patrons. We will let you know what me and Kyle will review next.
Okay.
So.
Well,
they get the exclusives.
Yeah.
The guys who support the channel, I appreciate you guys. They get the exclusive, so we'll let them know.
All I can say is thank you, Well Go USA, for
this
one film.
I'm excited,
especially like releasing Master Z, but the one that I just watched.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
It blew Kyle away, and I have it right over here. But I'm not going to touch the stack.
We're just like, let's go. Like,
review is coming soon. It will be on a Saturday at this point. You will not know when. Channel members and patrons will know. We love those guys. Those guys support the channel. We appreciate it. They will get the scoop. All right. So, yeah. Underrated movie, underrated villain. And here we go. Max Zhang as a performer, underrated. I mean, how much underrated points do you need for this?
This is overall.
And again, this is what the benefit of watching films in cinema, the benefit of rewatching them. There is the chance when you will have a PhatSamuraiGuy experience. Well, you will completely like, what the hell was I thinking the first time I watched this movie? Sometimes movies, you have a different reaction when you watch them again, and it's a whole brand new experience. Sometimes you got to let time pass. You got to let time pass. Settle down and be like, all right, let's do this again. Like Avatar, right? All those years passed, and then we were like, you know what? Let's give it another shot. Let's watch Avatar one more time. But we still hated it after that.
I was like, I'm waiting for it. Waiting
Same
for
experience.
it.
Same
I'm like,
experience. All right. Anyway, and if you liked Avatar, it's fine. But we hated it. Anyway, this film is one of the best in the Yip series. Yes, yes, yeah. And I would say, I think you mentioned it earlier. This is better than Yip Man 3 and 4.
oh yeah, the
I
fact
think.
that
As an overall movie. You can like the
Agree.
fight scenes in those movies more than this, but as an overall movie,
overall story, overall
yeah,
like character arc, and just
villain,
overall villain.
villain,
Yes,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
like
yeah, yeah. So shout out to Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
yeah.
But yeah, if we don't get a sequel, at least hopefully we get to see Max in more things. He's a phenomenal martial artist. Like I said, even though him doing Street Fighter moves in Killzone 2, he was still great in the movie.
Yeah.
He was still good. He's still good in the movie. So, but yeah, we before we wrap it up for tonight, was there anything we're missing talk about the movie? Did we miss anything? Any points, positive, negatives? Any scenes we missed talking about?
Not that I know of. We pretty much covered everything about this film, and literally,
Yeah.
like
Oh,
again.
Michelle Yeoh cutting off her brother's arm.
Oh yeah, that part. just as like, this is a sign of peace. Here's my brother's arm. I'm like, and this is what I said. I said this movie's supposed to be PG-13 in Asia, and
Is it?
Apparently it's supposed to be
my
PG-13.
goodness.
You have an arm cut off in this movie, and a kid getting burned. Yeah. I'm like, this movie is fucking hard R. Like, it's Paradox hard R.
Yeah.
I'm like, God damn.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that one. But yeah, seriously, fuck this dude. So it's all good. Fuck that character.
I will add this. It's kind of funny that the brother played the TV version of Yip Man. So it's really funny when I started watching.
He was Yip Man on the show?
Yeah,
the
TV series in China.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's kind of
was it any good?
Lasted for one season. But it's what I noticed in all these movies. It's kind of funny that they all take little bits from each other. So you have like, when I remember the Yip Man 1 and 2 came out, and then they did The Legend Is Born. You had Dennis To, who was in both first movies, become Yip Man, but also you have Sammo Hung going into it too, and then you have Louis Fan from both movies being the adopted brother who has a name Yip Tinchi, which goes into this fucking movie, and then you have like fucking, what's it called? Everyone else, like, oh yeah, by the way, Patrick Tam's character is coming into here, but also you have this character who was in this one being the villain here, who was also Yip Man in the TV series. I'm just like, okay, now everyone's gonna know this is a whole big Yip Man multiverse.
Yeah, it's the Yipiverse.
It's the Yipiverse.
Yeah, it's the Yip CU.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Makes sense of all that. Just like compared to like.
Yeah. I enjoyed like this was like the first spinoff that I enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of, it was small scale, you could tell it was smaller budget, but I thought it was fun, like for the most part. I like this a lot more than the other one that he made.
The
Kung Fu Master or something like that.
Oh, that one, yeah.
That was like the most recent one, right? Oh, no, no, was that the most recent one? God, there's too many Yip Man movies.
Yeah. And we have the Anthony Wong one, The Final Fight, which was actually pretty good.
That was great. Yeah.
Honestly, I would have taken that one over the actual Yip Man 3.
Yeah. Are you ready for this? Alex Richter, the Kung Fu genius, the one with Anthony Wong's his favorite one.
I believe
favorite
it.
one. Yeah.
I honestly believe it.
But yeah, you explaining the Yipiverse, this was like me, my brain. Like this is my brain. I'm like, okay, I don't know what's happening. But I mean, we're never gonna say no to more if they're good.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
If they're good. If They're good.
or or as you put it, Kyle, let's review the Crow reboot.
Here we go. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah. And somehow Batista's twin brother shows up to get
with
revenge.
longer hair. With
Yes,
longer hair.
to get revenge. And he fights all three of them. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. So but yeah, this was a blast, man. You're 5 for 5. What's happening, brother?
I need to find a
I
one
feel like
bad
we've
one.
done I feel like we've done more underrated movies, but anyway.
Yeah.
Is it underrated movies? But yeah, Master Z is definitely underrated. If you guys have not seen it, please check it out. You can get the Blu-ray from All Go USA. You can watch it on the Hiya streaming channel, Amazon Prime as well. But yeah, this was a blast, man. You know us.
Yep.
We can Were you one of the ones that got the free Blu-ray, Kevin? Anyway.
Actually, should we do this? Is it really
What?
that bad with the Crow Wicked Prayer? Is it really that bad?
Wait, with Furlong? I feel like I reviewed that already, actually. I think is it really that bad episode? I think I did it already.
Okay,
I did it already. Yeah, I think I
damn,
did.
okay.
Like way back. I'll have to look it up. I'll have to look it up. But maybe me and you could do an audio commentary watch video for everybody. That would be hilarious. That'd be hilarious. But yeah, thank you so much, guys, for hanging out with us. Check on the links in the description box below. Follow Kyle on his filmmaking journey. Follow the Gun Show. Follow the Gun Show. I saw you chucking. I saw you with the chucks.
Oh, right, that.
Yeah, man, that was fun. Were you wearing a Vegeta?
No, it was the Bardock. The Bardock.
Oh, okay.
So the father of Goku. So
okay. I knew it was something Dragon Ball Z there. So he said he wasn't the one to get the free copy. You know what? Whoever got it free though, I'm telling you, for comedic purposes, there is that value there for young Ip Man. You do have that. So Ip Man forever. Let's go. Oh my goodness. The Crow TV series, review that. If we can find it. This used to be on DVD, box set of this on Amazon.
Yeah.
It's gone. And it's expensive now. So if you could find it, I don't know. Maybe we can look into that. So
yeah.
All right, everyone. Keep watching the martial arts movies. Keep supporting the genre. That's right. Martial arts and action cinema. I will have a special guest tomorrow on the Movie Dojo podcast. Join us, all you independent filmmakers coming up. You want to get into films? Join us tomorrow. And what else we got going on? Jesus. May have a special guest Saturday. And if you guys are fans of the old school, the OGs and OG martial arts action star from the early 90s, and he's still around, he's still in shape, he's still badass, he's still kicking. Who is it? Well, the channel members know who he is. The patrons know who he is. You like how I'm selling this?
Yep.
They know. Exclusive content. Got to be channel member. But yeah, so hopefully that still works out. He's down to be on the channel. So that will be this Saturday. And got tons of stuff next week. Don't forget, Versus is next Thursday. Versus. Yes. And we're doing a big one. We are doing a big one next week. So let's see. Next, is it really that bad? Yes, it is. All right, guys. Take care. Keep wing chunging. And we'll see you on the next one, guys. Take care, guys.
Thank you so much.
Now I want a cake. I want a cake. I want a giant Batista to come out and give me a cake.
Just go. Happy birthday. Like in the most poorly dubbed Cantonese version of whoever they could find to be Batista's voice. I was like, someone tried. Someone tried.
Yeah. Take care, guys. We'll see you on the next one. All right.